Mr. Mayor, it's all yours.
Yes, it is. All right, we're almost over, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there for us. Just a couple thoughts. You know, a lot of it is going to be the same theme, you'll notice, from folks who preceded me. And I'm really happy to hear some of that because it just solidifies even more in my mind and my heart that we are going to have a good run together. I have to start by thank yous. First of all, thank you everybody for coming. And our former council members, John Buckland, Stan Cleveland, and of course Mayor Preet Dibble. Thank you so much for your service and all the good things you did for our city. And on a personal level, you're, whether intentionally or otherwise, you were an inspiration to me, and I appreciate and will always be grateful. Preet, especially, way back when I was the commander of the Highway Patrol here, by virtue of that position, you have to get political. And so Preet and I had occasion to meet several times. And she goes, you know what? You need to run for city council. What did I say? Of course, hell no, right? Ain't gonna happen. I'm busy enough as it is. But after a while, she wore it and wore it and wore it. And other people kind of mentioned the idea might be a good one. I did it, and I thank you for that. And despite, I think there's so many people to thank for being in this position, any one of these 5 chairs. But I would not have had the opportunity and the opportunity to have the support of so many other people if it were not for you, Preet. And I thank you very much for that. Yeah, thank you very much. You too. Already congratulate our new council members once again. Thank you very much and congratulations. You guys are going to have a great time. My family, I cannot. I want to thank them right here in the front row. My brother traveled all the way. He hightailed it at 3 o'clock from San Francisco traffic to get here in time for Grace's speech, and he made it. That was a joke. Come on now. You got to get my humor. Carrie, I know you do. Carrie and Dee Dee do. But, of course, my mom, thank you for being here. I guess Pete must have given up his seat to Shane, wherever Pete may be. My dad's in the back room there, being grumpy as always, but that's okay. Grandma, 92 years old. How old are you? She's going to say something. 89 years old. Okay, well, Grandma, thank you for being here. Somebody call me tonight later. Make sure I answer the phone, all right? Oh, man. All right. Christopher Murphy, led our Pledge of Allegiance. I don't like to use the word foster, but that's the fact of life. He's my foster son as of last June, doing a heck of a job keeping him in school and learning a lot together. I think I probably learned as much from you as you do me, my son. So thank you for being here. I'm proud of you. Bethany, she's here. Charlie, my granddaughter Charlie, is at home with Bethany's husband. So, but thank you for being. Brandon picked him up at the airport today. Flew in from Texas, all the way from Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene. So, son, I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. And good old Blake, my budding artist. He's probably gonna put an entry in for that water tower we spoke of. We'll see. At least throw his name in the hat. And he has a show coming up at Yuba City Arts in December. And these are my reading glasses. So I know my brother-in-law Vance is back there. Came in from the Bay Area. My sister Nicole, my nephew Ethan. So they're all here. And thank you very much for being here. Now I look out here at the crowd. I know more of you than I don't know. And I could go name by name. We'd be here all night long thanking folks, right? But I definitely want to mention 2 faces that I've seen. Bob Barkhouse, Roy Ramirez, former mayors. Thank you and much respect. We sit up here on strong shoulders, and thank you for everything you folks have done. If there's another mayor in here, please forgive me. I also want to mention we have, who's here?
Sandy Hilliard in the back.
Sandy Hilliard. Forgive me, Sandy. Forgive me very much. Recognize you as well. I don't know if he is still here, but our new sheriff, Brandon Barnes. Brandon, are you back there? There you are. He's waving at you. Just like every cop, you have to have it back to the wall. You gotta love that. And Jim Whitaker, thank you for coming very much from Sutter County Board of Supervisors. Thank you very much. Our new city attorney already been mentioned, but Shannon, welcome. Thank you for being here as well. And you know, a lot of this stuff here is not always here, and the flowers and whatnot, but the schedule and everything to get all of us in line. takes a strong staff. So I definitely want to thank all the city staff for the work you folks put behind the scene. You never ask for anything in return, but you do one heck of a job, and I really appreciate it. Even the exec staff under the leadership of Mr. Steve Krager over here, they most of them are, in order to allow the public to have more seating, they're watching us on the TV from the Sutter Room. And so if you guys are watching, whatever camera it may be, thank you very much for all of your help. I know I'm going to go down the line here. I can't help it. Arnaldo, who's no longer here, who's now being filled in his position with Darren, the hard work he does to keep everything moving, all of our permitting processes, and just the building the procedures folks have to go through and navigate through. Arnaldo, and now Darren, is going to be the face of that to our developers, the first stop, and that takes a lot of work. Dinah Langley, Public Works Director, I can go on all day about how awesome she is. Robin, our Finance Director, and we talked about it before, and it's going to be an issue and always will be for a while, is maintaining and managing our unfunded liability. That's the elephant in the room. That's something we cannot ignore, and I guarantee that will be a top priority for us to figure out a way to get through that crisis. Natalie Springer, Personnel Director, she makes sure we hire and maintain quality personnel for our city, and she's done one heck of a job. Brad McIntyre, Parks and Recreation, he's the guy who, when you go out there and you do the skate park or you play bocce ball or have a program at the Gap or anything like that, he's even has the Animal Services Authority under him. Does one great job. So, Brad, I thank you for that. Police Chief Rob Landon, over here. You've helped me both personally and professionally over the last couple of years, and I definitely appreciate that, Rob. You do one great job. Your staff is awesome. So many times I hear how fast your folks respond, and they just have a way of being Johnny on the spot. You do one heck of a job. Thank you very much. And then Pete Daly, our fire chief, there on the other side. See these guys with the uniforms, they get to come in. They don't have to sit in the backside. That's okay. Thank you very much for everything you've done, Pete. And as Preet mentioned, our commission members, all the commissions we have, those folks are kind of the unsung heroes. Some folks don't even know that we have commissions, unfortunately. But I tell you what, they work hard, they're dedicated, and I am looking forward to, as your mayor, to working with them even closer than we have been in the past, maintaining that momentum to get their input, get their feedback, and appreciate the value they bring to the table for our city. We are here to support all of you. You put us here, and now it's our turn to step up and do the right thing for the right reasons, and I guarantee we're going to do our best to do that. As I assume this role as your mayor, public safety does remain our number one priority. How can it not be, right? I think that's a given. Every campaign, somebody running for office will say that, but even though it is true and will always be, I'm going to take things just a little bit step further because, our roads and our infrastructure, when we talk to folks, that's a big deal. And we need to focus on figure out a way to maybe funnel perhaps a little bit more money into that area as best we can, figure out creative ways to finance that, prioritize the projects, and see results. You okay, Tej? I already mentioned the unfunded liability, high priority. Now, as mayor, they ask you to come up with goals and priorities for myself, right? We will come up with goals and priorities as a council. We do every year. I don't see them changing too much. But for me personally, I've already mentioned the fact that public safety is number one. Unfunded liability, first and foremost, up there as a priority, as is our infrastructure. But I want to work hard at addressing our homeless issue. I know that there may be varying opinions of the extent of the city's involvement or whatnot. I'm not going to worry about that. I know it's not just the homeless problem doesn't stop or begin at the city limits, right? And so we want to make sure that we harness that energy, all the folks and the knowledge that people have to address that problem, get creative, work together with our friends in the county or whomever else across the river, whatever it takes to come together collectively and address the issue. I kind of have a deal with the homeless people. It's become politically correct, in my opinion, cower to those folks. I don't believe in that. I don't mind saying it publicly. I just did. However, if you're homeless by no fault of your own, or even if it is a fault of your own and you want help, we're here to give it. If you're homeless and you don't want help, we're here to hold you accountable, because even though we support you, you are a human being, and it's not a crime to be homeless. But you know what? It is a crime to victimize our neighborhoods. It is a crime to use our city as your personal toilet. I'm not going to tolerate that. Best I can as a person. Okay? We'll help them, but we're going to help them help themselves. All right? Thank you. Economic development and prosperity, always a theme. In fact, we have folks who that's their job, is to work on economic development. I am a fan of smart growth. We want to have growth slow and steady, but we do, if you're like me, you do appreciate our small town atmosphere. However, we want maybe some big city amenities to go with that. But I appreciate the fact, and I've told many people this, that here in Yuba City, small town stuff, right? You can go to the post office and you can park within 15 feet of the front door of the post office. The guy working behind the counter knows your name, and guess what? You're not paying to park either, right? We like that. We want to keep that. But there's other things that maybe we can work on improving to bring us up and contemporize our infrastructure and whatnot. Our developers, I want to make sure our impact fees are both reasonable and defensible. Not only what they are, but why they are. Why are they this price? Can we do something creative or innovative to work with folks to encourage development in our city? Smart development. God, I keep taking my glasses on and off. I can't read. Tourism. We have the new Lodging Association. I think that's an thus far untapped resource to focus some effort to bring the awareness of our city to the public, the state, in fact, the world. I recently traveled over to Europe, and in doing so, I hit YouTube a lot, and folks do videos on YouTube, just simple thing with a GoPro, marketing their city. I think if we got creative, it didn't cost us anything to let people know the unique aspects of our town and our community, to spread the word, the good word, that is our wonderful city. And even if they don't move here, even if they don't locate their business here, they might come enjoy a day or two and maybe buy some gas and a sandwich. We'll see what happens. So that's going to be something else. I also want to refresh and renew our partnerships with the Chamber of Commerce, the Downtown Business Association, the aforementioned Lodging Association, and Visit Yuba City. That's just a few of them. If we can go ahead and work together, start these meetings going, and work toward a collective effort towards moving us forward for the betterment of our city, I'm all about that. So that's going to be one of my focuses as well. One of ours, I hope. Quality of life issues, the things that make us unique, bring that forward. I'm on the board for Yuba City Arts. That brings, I think, art in whatever form, whether it be theater or music or painting the utility boxes or anything like that. It makes us unique, brings some unique aspects, especially if it comes from folks who live here, and it sets us apart from other folks. We're not going to be some cookie cutter Roseville if I have my way. We want something unique, set us apart, something we can have pride in. Let's see, recreational opportunities, volunteerism. I go ahead, I've been working with Brad McIntyre and a young lady who works for Sutter County Superintendent of Schools named Grace Espandola, sitting here now next to me, on a mentorship program for our young people. There's more to follow on that. We still have to hammer out those details, but we're looking forward to getting that off the ground as well. I want to maintain open communication, not only with and between us and staff, but with us and the public. You folks elected us. I want to hear from you, and I really, really mean that. Respectful conversation goes both ways, and I'm looking forward to talking with even more of you as time moves forward. Also going to have a friend of mine came up with the idea, the name, Moments with the Mayor. It's kind of piggybacking on the idea of when I used to do Coffee with a Cop when I was the commander of the CHP over here. And monthly meetings in whatever nature, whether it be me coming to you, you coming to us, or different venues and whatnot. Conversation to open the dialogue for respectful and down-to-earth conversation, not confrontation, but conversation, even if we disagree, about various issues that is on your mind. And I'm going to offer staff an opportunity to be present for at least part of that time. It would be an hour or so, to explain certain issues. Maybe it be the budget. Maybe it will be the unfunded liability. Maybe we're looking for some new police equipment or fire equipment, and we can just share information and provide a platform for dialogue back and forth between us and city staff and you folks. I'm looking forward to working that happen. One thing has also been mentioned before is that we will listen to you with an open mind. We'll always be shown respect, the way of professional poise and decorum that is worthy of my charge as your mayor, and indeed our charge as your city council, always, no matter what. For the dais is no place for ego and pride. Your ego belongs out there. We don't take things personal here. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait, I think ego.
You're supposed to do this when you talk to people. You're supposed to look both directions. I didn't mean to stop at Grace.
Ego has left the door.
That's good. Simply because ego and pride and all these things, when people start getting hurt personally or feel attacked personally, you want to blow your chest. That's normal. Everybody has that. But I tell you what, that might cloud judgment, and it blunts the instruments of our success. How can you develop a true relationship, be flexible, your ability to learn, and evolve as a team if you're going to stonewall somebody because they make you angry from the first sentence? I don't believe in that. Ego belongs out there. Let's don't take things personal and be pragmatic approach to everything as we move forward. It's also my expectation that city staff, particularly department heads, that they always promote Yuba City. Take every opportunity to tout the good aspects of our town, and that leadership on your part will hopefully trickle down to your staff and set the example, so we will always know it's part of our goals and priorities to enhance our reputation. I think every opportunity you don't take is a missed opportunity to increase the awareness of our beautiful town. And I would like to appreciate that as they move on. We're always looking forward for the next best way. Something I used to say to my staff, cops especially, they don't like change, right? So I'd use the analogy, what if Ford, this is good enough, we're going to stop at the Model T, right? Don't want change. But things constantly evolve. You always look for the next best way. Don't assume that your idea is the best one, that's where it stops. That's the mindset moving forward that I've always embraced myself. So hopefully we can carry that on. And today, of course, is a happy day. We'll work hard. We'll maintain, in some cases, gain trust and support. And you will be respected, even though we differ, and we will. It won't be a constant agreement, because after all, we all want the same thing, right? We all want a good quality of life. We want to be in a safe place when we go to and from work and school and at home. And we want to enjoy our small town atmosphere and each other, hopefully, despite our differences, respectfully differences. So thank you all for coming today, and I thank you for the opportunity to serve here. I humbly accept, if that's the word, and that is going to be the theme word, is humility. I don't know everything, but I'm really, really willing to try to help you out. Look forward to meeting with you, and I'm going to close right now. But I'm going to do so in the name of Don Covey, Chuck Messick, and number 41, Herbert Walker Bush. So thank you, folks, very much. Appreciate it. All we got to do is bang with gavel. What? Thank you, sir. Meeting's adjourned. Meeting's adjourned.